Hi, so this will be the lesson for the topic logic. So in here, these are just the definitions of terms that may or may not be come out with the examinations, but give some time to uh, memorize or know or study the definitions of terms that we have in this PowerPoint. So first, we have the logic. It is the art of science and correct and valid reasoning. Then we have the propositional logic, branch of mathematical logic that studies the truth and falsity of a propositions. So first, let us know what is a proposition. So when we say the word proposition, it's a declarative sentence that is either true or false. When we say declarative sentence, it is giving some information into something. Okay, so let us and also they are denoted by small letter P, Q, or R. So it means this one, this one proposition can be represented as P or can be represented as Q or R. Okay? So in here, example of proposition, we have here Manila is the capital of the Philippines, which is true. So this is a declarative sentence or this is a proposition, which is a true proposition. Next, we have 18 plus 12 is equals to 21. So it is also giving an information or a declarative sentence which is either true or false. So 12 plus 8 is equals to 21, which is not true. So it is still, though it is not true, it is still a proposition. Next, Mark Zuckerberg is the chief executive of Facebook, which is also true, and this is also a proposition. So remember, when we are talking about proposition, it is a declarative sentence which is either true or false. Okay? So let us have our example here. So determine whether the statement is a proposition or not. So in here, meron na siyang sagot. We have number 1, a parallelogram, all parallelograms are quadrilaterals. When we say parallelograms, ano ba yung uh, shape ng parallelogram natin? Okay, when we say parallelograms, yan yung mga shapes na paganto. Okay? In where these are congruent and these are also congruent. So this is a parallelogram. It says it is a all parallelograms are quadrilaterals. Pag sinabi natin quadrilaterals, it has 4 or more sides and angles. So this one, we can consider this one as a proposition. Okay? It is giving an information that is either true or false. Next, are giving a ano ano kasi yon, giving a declarative sentence which is either true or false. Next, we have rhombuses are squares. Okay? When we say rhombus, yan yung ano natin. Yan yung shape ng rhombus natin, which we can consider as squares. So it means this statement number 2 is a proposition. It's either true or false, and it is giving a declarative sentence. Next, is an equilateral triangle an isosceles triangle? As you can see here, we have the question mark, which means this statement is a interrogative sentence. So it is not giving an information or hindi siya declarative sentence. It is an interrogative sentence. That's why we cannot consider this one as a proposition. So this is not a proposition. Then let number 4, triangle ABC is a right triangle. Yes, it is giving an information, but hindi natin pwedeng ma-disclose na si triangle ABC is a right triangle because there could be some uh, different types of triangles na meron tayo. So, yung triangle natin, we need more information in here. Dapat na ibibigay yung mga angles or yung mga sizes ng sides natin, what are their or what are the sizes that we have in the triangle, to consider it as a right triangle. So, it means it is lack of information kung ano ba yung triangle na binabanggit dito. Therefore, we cannot consider this one as a proposition. Then after that, number 5, draw two parallel lines that are cut by a transversal. So in here, it is giving a command or nag-utos siya. So therefore, sabi natin kapag ka proposition, it is a declarative sentence. So it is not giving an information in which it is a giving a command. So this is not a proposition. Okay? So next tayo. So dito tayo sa kinds of propositions. So meron tayong tinatawag na simple propositions. It is a declarative sentence that contains only one idea. It is sometimes called atomic propositions. So also please have make sure na makuha ninyo or have the have time to memorize the definitions of terms that we have in this PowerPoint. So we have simple propositions or sometimes called atomic propositions. Example, Corazon Aquino is the first female president of the Philippines. So it is just giving one idea. So sabi niya, si Corazon Aquino is the first female president of the Philippines. One idea lang yung binigay niya. Next, all women, sabi niya, all women are capable of giving birth. It has also one idea. Then, no witches are good, which also has one idea. Then, let us have the compound propositions or tinatawag nating complex proposition. So, is a proposition formed by combining two or more simple categorical propositions. It is sometimes called as a complex propositions. So, in here, kung makikita nyo, if a square has four sides, sabi niya, this is one idea. Then, it is a quadrilateral. So, nagbibigay siya ng two ideas. So, kapag ka simple propositions, one idea lang. Compound proposition, dalawa ang binibigay niyang idea. Next, a politician cannot be a congressman and a senator at the same time. So, sabi niya, yung first na idea natin, a politician cannot be a congressman. At the same time, a politician cannot be also a senator. So, it is giving a two ideas. So, kapag ka-congressman ka na, it means you cannot be a senator. And then the second idea, if you are a senator, you cannot be a congressman at the same time. Okay? So, it is giving also two ideas. Next in here, either a person will eat a pasta or a burger steak. So, sabi niya, either a person will eat a pasta or either the person will eat a burger steak, which has also two ideas. So, yun yung tinatawag nating compound propositions and the simple propositions. Remember, kapag ka simple propositions, one idea, compound proposition, two ideas yung binibigay sa proposition natin or with the declarative sentence that we have. Okay? Next, we have the classifications of propositions. First, we have the categorical propositions, a statement which affirms or denies something absolutely, directly, without any condition. Okay? So, let us have our first example here. So, a 30, 60, 90 triangle is a right triangle. So, kung mapapansin nyo kanina sa example natin, in here, yan, ay hindi. Yes, this one. As you can see here, sabi natin kanina, triangle ABC is not a right triangle because kailangan pa nating, triangle ABC is not a right triangle. This is not a proposition because kailangan pa natin ng mga sizes or ng mga angles ng triangle na meron tayo para masabi na natin na right triangle siya. So, in here, wala siyang binigay. But as you can see in our example here, meron siyang binigay. So, a 30, 60, 90 triangle is a right triangle. So, uh, meron tayong mga information dito para ma-consider na right triangle ang isang triangle natin. Okay? So, in here, sabi niya, a 30, 60, 90 triangle is a right triangle. So, without any condition or without any, ano kasing tawag dito? Without, let's say, walang pag-aalinlangan na sinabi niya na a 30, 60, 90 triangle is a right triangle. It's because hindi siya nagbigay ng condition kasi meron na siyang 30, 60, and 90 in here. So, without any condition, pinredict niya that it is a right triangle because we have the information here. Okay? So, kapag kasi sinabi natin categorical propositions, ina-affirms or nagde-denies or kino-confirm niya or maybe denying niya yung something without any condition. So, without any condition here, sinabi niya na a 30, 60, 90 triangle is a right triangle. Wala na siyang ibang binigay pang information about it. Basta't may 30, 60, at 90 na angle ang isang triangle, it is a right triangle without any condition. Okay? So, next, to know more or to understand it more, alam ko medyo malabo dito. So, Manila is one of the populated areas in the Philippines. So, kinategorize niya na yung Manila is one of the populated areas in the Philippines, which is true. Okay? Alam naman natin yan. Without any condition, sinabi niya na yung Manila is one of the populated areas in the Philippines. Okay? Without any condition. Para maintindihan nyo, on our next slide, maintindihan ninyo kung ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng categorical proposition at saka yung hypothetical propositions natin. Okay? Next, all professional teachers pass the board exam. To be considered as a professional teacher, you must first pass the board exams. Okay? So, those are without any condition. Wala silang condition, pero nagbigay sila ng propositions in here. One of the populated areas, right triangle, professional teachers. As you can see here, they are categorized. So those are that's why they called it as categorical propositions. So a 30, 60, 90 triangle without any condition is a right triangle. Manila is one of the populated areas in the Philippines. Then to become a professional teachers, you must first pass the board exam. So tignan muna natin ngayon kung ano ba yung hypothetical propositions para mas lalo ninyong maintindihan kung ano ba yung categorical propositions. So, kapag ka sinabing hypothetical propositions naman, a statement which affirms or denies something with condition. Okay, with condition tayo dito sa hypothetical. Then, sa categorical, without any condition. Okay, so let us have our first example for hypothetical. So, if a triangle has a right triangle, sabi niya, if, which is giving a condition. If a triangle has a right angle, then sabi niya, kinategorize niya dito, it can be considered as right triangle. Okay? Nagbigay siya ng condition. Sabi niya, if a right triangle has a right angle, then it is a right triangle. Nakategorize niya as right triangle. Next, if nagbigay siya ng condition, if today is Saturday, then tomorrow is Sunday. Okay? So, this is the condition. Then, this is the proposition. Okay? So, sana mas naintindihan ninyo kung anong difference ng categorical and hypothetical. So, remember, sa categorical without any condition, and then sa hypothetical with condition. Here, either you die a hero or you live long enough. Okay? So, nagbigay siya dito ng condition. or you live long enough, which is the proposition na meron tayo. Okay? Always remember sa pinagkaiba lang nito, no? Categorical without any condition. Then we have hypothetical. We have with condition. Okay? So next, we have the categories of propositions. So sa categories of propositions, we have the qualitative categories, and then we also have the quantitative. So kapag kasi sinabi nating qualitative, it is the content of something or yung nilalaman ng isang bagay. Then kapag kasi sinabi naman nating quantitative, from the word quantity, it is the number or the size of something. Okay? So, sa qualitative muna tayo, meron tayong dalawang propositions. We have the affirmative propositions and we have negative propositions. Okay? So, ano ba yung pinagkaiba niyan? Let us have first our example here. A quadrilateral has 4 sides. The Philippines is a member of the ASEAN. Then whales are mammals. Okay? So as you can see, these are all positive. Is a member of ASEAN. Okay, has 4 sides, are mammals. Affirming using positive words. Okay? Has 4 sides, is a member of ASEAN, are mammals. So that is affirmative propositions. So as you can see here, sa negative propositions, a right triangle has no obtuse angle, has no negative. Tomato is not a fruit, which is a negative. Parallel lines never intersect. Okay, as you can see, those are also negative words na ginagamit natin kapag nagko-construct tayo ng sentence. So we call them as negative propositions. So affirmative, positive words that we use. Negative propositions, we have negative words that we also use. Okay? So that is the difference between affirmative and the negative. Next, meron naman tayong tinatawag na quantitative. Kapag sinabi natin quantitative, it depends of the number or sa dami ng pinag-uusapan natin. Okay? So the subject term is taken in full extension. So the universal terms that we use, we have every, each, anything, whatever, everybody, any, all, no, and none. So we can consider them as universal propositions. So let us have our example. All quadrilaterals are polygon. So meron tayo ditong ginamit na word na all. That is a universal proposition. Next, no parallel lines meet at one point. So meron tayo ditong no, which is also we use in here. Therefore, we can consider this one as a universal proposition. Then every integer is a real number. From the word every, which we have here, okay, we can say these are universal propositions. So later on, mamaya, meron pang ano dito na mas maintindihan nyo kung paano ba ginagamit yung universal propositions and then yung particular propositions, then affirmative and negative propositions. So, tuloy muna tayo sa ito, particular propositions. So, this is still in the quantitative, no? So, universal propositions and particular propositions are under quantitative. Remember this one. Then, under qualitative, we have the affirmative and the negative propositions. Okay? So, let us continue to particular propositions. Kapag sinabing particular, from the word itself, it is particular. Kapag sinabing universal, from the word itself, universal yung mga ginagamit nating words. Okay? So the subject term is taken only particular extension. The particular terms that we use: much, many, majority, few, some, most, part, practically all, a portion of, not all, certain. Okay? So let us have our first example. So some algebraic expressions are polynomials. So from the word some, it means hindi lahat. Okay? Meron tayo dito. Pag sinabing hindi lahat, it is something into particular. Okay? So some algebraic expressions are polynomials. Next, not all. It is not universal. That's why it is called as particular propositions. Not all sunny days are hot days. Okay? So, sana naintindihan ninyo, universal, we use universal words, pangkabuuan. Particular, we use particular words or hindi kabuuan. Okay? So, that is the difference between the quantitative propositions. Then, lastly, in the quantitative categories of propositions, meron tayong tinatawag na singular propositions. The subject terms denotes single person or thing. Okay? So, in here, ginagamit na natin particular, specifically. Okay? So, in here, a prime numbers has only two factors. So, they were talking about prime numbers. Okay? Next, Judith. Gumamit na tayo ng pangalan. So, this is a singular propositions. Kapag ka specific na yung pinag-uusapan, we call them as the singular propositions. Okay? So, let us have here our table na meron tayo. So, in here, as you can remember, we have the affirmative and the negative. These are the qualitative. These are about quality. Ayusin ko lang. So, these are the quality. Then, universal and particular, these are the quantity. So, remember, kapag quality, it is about the composition of something or yung kung ano ba yung mga qualities na meron sila. Though, kapag ka sinabi naman natin universal particular, these are the quantity. We are talking about the numbers. Okay? Or sa dami ng isang bagay. Okay? So, kapag ka sinabi natin affirmative, and then pinagsama natin siya sa universal, as you can remember, yung word na all is for universal, and then x, all x is y, which is positive verbs na ginamit natin sa affirmative. That is why universal and affirmative, they should be the same as this one. All x is y. Then combination naman ng affirmative at particular, from the word particular, some, which means not all, hindi lahat, is x, some x is y, which is here is, that is still affirmative because it is a positive word na meron tayo. As you can see here, balikan natin. Pakita ko lang para maintindihan ninyo. Okay. Yan, no? Para mas lalo ninyong maintindihan. Yan. So, affirmative. So, kapag ka-affirmative tayo dito, as I said, positive words yung ginagamit natin. Has four sides. Kapag ka negative propositions, has no, is not, never. So in here, is, that's why we consider this one as affirmative under universal. This is particular, is yung ginamit, so we can consider this one as affirmative. Okay? Next, we have the negative. Kapag ka universal, all, kaya under pa rin siya dyan sa universal. Kung makikita nyo, nandito siya sa column ng universal. All, sabi niya, all is for universal. Then, is not, it is a negative. Tama? Ulit natin. Balik natin to. Para lalong maintindihan. Is not negative propositions. That's why we have here negative propositions, but under the universal proposition. Okay? Next, we have particular and negative. Kapag ka particular, yung ginamit is some, then is not, which is negative propositions. That's why we have particular and negative proposition. Dapat ganito yung magiging kalalabasan natin. Okay? So, sana mas naintindihan ninyo, or alam ko it is some may be confusing, but let us have our example here. Okay. Determine whether each statement is A, E, I, or O. So, from this table, burahin ko lang. Okay. So, from this table, i-identify natin if the statement is A, which is universal affirmative, or I, which is particular affirmative, E, which is universal negative, and O, particular negative propositions. So, let us have our first example here. So, napansin nyo, may sagot na. I-check na lang natin kung tama ba talaga or kung paano siya nakuha. Okay? Determine whether each statement is A, E, I, or O proposition. Okay? So, there are snakes in every forest. So, from the word there, okay, ano ba yung there natin or saan siya ginagamit? So, as you can see here, yung sagot natin is a proposition. It means, yung sagot natin is affirmative universal. So, punta tayo sa affirmative. I mean, sa universal muna. Universal. No, not this one. Ay, hindi rin to. Hindi rin to. Sandali ha. Okay. So, wala akong screenshot. So, dito na lang. So, kapag ka sinabing natin, there are snakes in every forest, tingnan natin dito sa table. Sabi niya, affirmative universal siya. So, kapag ka universal, yung words na ginagamit natin, ulit, hindi ko siya makita. There are snakes in every forest. So, yung every, tignan natin siya. Every. Saan ba yung makikita yung every natin? Okay. So, dito siya, universal. So, yung word na every, yan, is under universal propositions. So, which means, we have this one, and then, paano natin siya makukuha na affirmative? Dapat, may positive word na nagsasabi siya doon. There are. Okay? There are. This is the word. Para masabi natin siyang affirmative. Kung gagawin natin siya negative, there are no. Dapat there are no siya. But since this is there are, which is affirmative, and then there are snakes in every. Ginamit yung salitang every, which is fall under the universal, which is this one. That's why this is a proposition. Okay? The reason because we have there are here na affirmative and then every, which is universal. Next, some crocodiles are found in the city. From the word some, are found, which is affirmative. Some is from particular. So, in here, makita niyo word na some, under siya ng particular, and then, are found, which is affirmative or positive word. That's why we can consider that one as I proposition. Okay? Sana naiintindihan ninyo. Next, not all lamb is tame. Okay? From the word not all, which is also this one is tame. So, ang sagot dito is O proposition. Check natin. Okay. Not all. We have particular negative. So, hanapin natin yung not all. Okay. So, yung not all natin is a particular, which is correct in this point. And hanapin natin negative na word. Okay. Is tame. Yan. Kapag ka sinabing tame, hindi maamo. Okay? So, that is why we have the O proposition. Kapag ka sinabing hindi maamo, it is a negative word also. So, we have here the O proposition. Next, children are never as free as bird. Okay? So, ang sagot dito is E proposition. Tingnan natin si E proposition, which is this one. All X is not Y. Okay? So, tingnan natin kung ano ba yung mga words na ginamit dito. We have here never, which is a negative proposition. Okay? Then, ang ginamit is children. Kapag ka sinabing children, is it particular or universal? Okay. So, it is universal. Okay? So, we have here universal, children yung ginamit. Then, we have negative na ginamit dito, never. Okay? So, that is how you identify the proposition kapag ka pinagsama natin yung positive and the negative propositions. I mean, the qualitative and the quantitative propositions that we have. So, sana lang naiintindihan ninyo, no? Okay, so let us move on to the logical connectives. So, kapag ka sinabi nating logical connectives, please take time to memorize those definitions of terms. So, we have syllogism. It is the cornerstone of mathematical logic. Deals with hypothetical or compound propositions. Then, logical connectives are used to combine simple propositions. Okay? Kapag sinabing simple propositions, it has only one idea. So, kapag gumamit tayo ng logical connectives, we call them as compound propositions or complex propositions. Okay? So, kapag isang simple propositions or simple propositions, one idea, complex proposition, two ideas. Then we have the propositional variable is a variable which is used to represent the proposition. Okay? So, tawag natin sa PQR, our propositional variable. These are the, this will serve as the representation of the propositions that we have. So, one proposition can be named as P, the other proposition can be named as Q or R. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan natin, let us have this map or this table. So, resulting statement or the proposition, we have here a conjunction. This junction, implication or conditional, equivalence or biconditional, then we have the negation. Okay? So, kapag gusto nyo ma-identify kung ano siya sa mga yan, these are the connective words that we use or the terms that we use. Kapag nakakita kayo ng and after the one idea, but also in addition to, moreover, it means it is a conjunction. Okay? Conjunction, i-consider natin the proposition as a conjunction and we use this symbol. Okay? Then, the symbolic form or logical expression is P, then yung symbol natin na arrow pataas, then the Q, or P and Q. So, this is how we represent a proposition. Okay? I-represent mo na siya. This is the simple presentation or simple representation of a given propositions. Okay? Next, we have the disjunction. Kapag nakita nyo yung word na or, automatically, it is a disjunction and we use this symbol. As you can see, it's just like an arrow down, which is kabaligtaran ng conjunction natin. We have the disjunction. And ang ginagamit natin, P, and then yung parang pa-letter V, and then Q, or binabasa natin siya as P or Q. Then we have implication or conditional. Yung mga words na makikita natin implies if, then, only if, therefore, if, follows, whenever. Pag nakita niyo yung mga logical connectives na yan or the connective words that we have, it is automatically for the implication or conditional. Or gumagamit tayo ng arrow to the right. Or tinatawag natin siyang P implies Q. Okay? Next, equivalence or biconditional. Kapag nakita niyo yung word is equivalent to, if and only if, necessary and sufficient, we use this arrow. Okay? Parehong arrow sa right and to the left, or binabasa natin siyang P is equivalent to Q. Okay? Then after that, sa negation natin, these are the words na makikita mo. Not, it is false that, it is not the case that. So, kapag nakita mo yung mga words na yan, automatically it falls under negation, and yung ginagamit nating symbol is the same as this one, and binabasa natin siya as not P. Okay? So, you need to remember those one and those symbols and presentations that we use because gagamitin natin siya later on. So, let us have here. Dito tayo sa compound propositions. So, write each compound propositions in symbolic form. Okay? I-represent na natin sila the same as those one. Okay? Let us have our first sentence here. Write each compound proposition in symbolic form. A triangle is right if and only if it has a 90-degree angle. Okay? So, let P, or represent natin si P, be the sentence, a triangle is right. Sabi niya, i-represent natin tong a triangle is right as letter P. Okay? Then, Q, be the sentence, a triangle has 90-degree angle, which is this one. And represent natin siya as Q. Dito na lang sa taas para makita. Okay? Ano yung connective words na ginamit natin? We have here, if and only if. Punta tayo dito sa table natin. Hanapin natin yung if and only if. Okay, which is this one. Equivalence or biconditional, which we will use this symbol. Okay? So, as you can see here, P, a triangle is a right, which is this one. And Q, a triangle has 90 degree, which is this one. And yung ginamit natin connectives, if and only if, which falls under equivalence or biconditional, which we will use this symbol, or P is equivalent to Q. Therefore, we also use this symbol. So, we read this as P is equivalent to Q. Okay? So, nirepresent natin yung isang propositions into this one. Okay? So, a triangle is right if and only if it has 90-degree angle. So, i-represent natin sa triangle is right as P. Q, i-represent natin triangle has a 90-degree angle. Then, yung connectiveness natin, if and only if, which only falls sa table natin in the biconditional. Kaya ginamit natin tong symbol na ito. Okay? I hope naintindihan nyo. Next. Sabi dito, 2 is a prime and even number. Okay? So, 2 is a prime. Let us represent this one as P. Sabi dito, let P the sentence 2 is a prime, which represent as P. And Q be the sentence 2. Sabi niya, 2 is prime and even, which mean, sabi niya, 2 is also even, which will represent this one as Q. Okay? Logical connectives na ginamit natin, and. Or connective words na ginamit natin is and. Hanapin natin dito, from this table, meron tayo and from the conjunction, we will use this symbol, parang arrow pataas. Okay? That's why we have arrow here na pataas. So, we read this one, P and Q. Okay? Sana naiintindihan ninyo kung paano yan. Next. If the sky is cloudy, then probably it will rain. Okay? Sabi dito, let P be the sentence, the sky is cloudy. We represent this one as P. And Q be the, probably it will rain. This will be Q. Q. Okay. So, P and Q. Then, ano yung ginamit nating logical connectives? Or words na ginamit natin. We have then. So, from here, we use the word then, which is this one. Is that correct? Yes. So, meron tayong then dito. It means ito yung arrow na gagamitin natin. Symbol na gagamitin natin is this one. That's why we have here. So, kapag binasa natin yan, P implies Q. Okay? So, ang representation ng proposition natin na ito can be represented as P implies Q. Next, study harder or you will fail. Let P be the sentence, study harder. We represent this one as P. And Q be the sentence, you will fail. Okay. So we have P here as the study harder and Q here as you will fail. Ginamit natin or. So from the table, hanapin natin si or, which is this one. It means this is a disjunction. And gagamitin natin is yung V na symbol. So coming back here, that's why we have this symbol. Okay? So kapag binasa natin yan, we read that as P or Q. Okay? So from the proposition, study harder or you will fail, we can do that as P or Q. Okay? Next. Prices are going up, but wages are not. So let P be the sentence, prices are going up. And Q be the sentence, wages are not going up. Wages are not. So this is Q. Okay? So we have P here and we have Q. Then, sinabi dito, but. Okay? So hanapin natin dito. But. Okay, meron tayo dito as conjunction. So we will use this symbol. That's why we have here. And then, meron tayo ditong negation. But may negation symbol tayo. Because in here, are not, yan, which is also in here. Yan. Not, it is false, that, it is not the case, it is not the case, that. Okay? So, meron tayo dito, it is not, as you can see here, are not. Okay? That's why meron pa rin tayong negation dito. Okay? So, that is how you represent the propositions into this one. So, kapag binasa natin yan, P and Q, P and Q, and Q, P and P, Q, P and Q, but not Q. Okay? So, ganyan siya basahin. Okay. So, sana naintindihan nyo kung paano siya nire-represent as to this one. Then, we will have our operations here. So, this is only the representation. Wala pa tayo sa mismong laban para sa propositions. Okay? So, presentation pa lang yan. Representation pa lang yan. Okay, so, in here, we have the operations on propositions. Remember, a truth value of a proposition is true If it is a if it is a true proposition and false, we use F. If it is a false proposition, so kapag ka yung truth value natin is a true proposition, we use T. Kapag ka yung truth value natin is a false, we use F. Okay? The truth table shows a relationship between the truth values of statement. So, what is a truth table? So, let us have our here. Okay. So, this is the operations on propositions. So, first, on conjunction. Kapag ka ito yung symbol na ginamit ninyo, situate that this is a conjunction. So, ang rule natin, the conjunction of two statement is true only if both conjuncts are true. Okay, so as you can see here, the truth table natin, pag yung first statement natin or P is true, then yung second statement natin is true, we can consider the conjunction as true also. Kapag ka yung first statement is true, second statement is false, the answer will be false. Or the truth value will be false. Kapag ka yung first statement is false, second statement is true, the truth value is false. Kapag ka naman yung first statement is false, second statement is false, yung truth value natin is equals to false. Okay. So, let us have our first example for conjunction. Okay. So, in here, 3 is odd and prime number. So, represent muna natin si 3 is odd as P. And 3 is a prime, which is Q. So, yung ginamit natin connectives is AND, which means these are the conjunction. Since under tayo ng conjunction na example. So, conjunction yung gagamitin nating sign. Kapag ka ni-represent natin yan, we have P conjunction Q. Okay. Yung first statement natin, 3 is an odd number. Okay. Odd number ba si 3? Yes, that is a true statement. So, first, we have P, we have Q. Erase natin ito. Lagay natin sa taas. We have P and Q. Okay. So, the truth table, sabi dito, 3 is odd, which is a true statement. We put T here. Q is the conjunct. 3 is a prime number. Also, this is true. So, yung P and Q natin, the answer will be true. Okay? So, that is why we have, it is a true statement. Next, 5 is a factor and a multiple of 25. So, yung P natin, 5 is a factor of 25, which is a true statement. So, what are the factors of 5? So, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So, it is true na yung 5 is a factor of 25. So, ang P natin, and this is Q. This is N. Under pa rin tayo sa conjunction. So, P and Q. So, yung first natin, which is P, is a true statement. Then, 5 is a multiple of 25, which is a false statement. Ano ba yung multiples of 25? We have 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. So, this is false. Ang sabi natin kanina, kapag ka yung sa conjunction natin, kapag ka yung first statement is true, and the second statement is false, ang conjunction natin, or the truth value, is false. Check natin. So, in here, okay, so, sa number 2 example natin, we have true and false. So, we have true and false. So, yung magiging conjunction natin, or the truth value, will be false. Okay? Sana naiintindihan ninyo. Next, we have here, disjunction. So, sa disjunction naman tayo, which is this one. Okay? So, the disjunction of two statements is false only if both disjuncts are false. So, kapag first statement is true, second statement is true, yung truth value natin will be true. First statement is true, second statement is false. Yung magiging disjunction natin, or yung magiging final answer natin is true. We have false, true, then we will have true. So, kapag dalawang false lang, yung first statement is false, second statement is false. Therefore, yung truth value natin will be false. Okay, so let us have our first example here. So, 17 is a prime or even. Or, so we have P here as the 17 is a prime. Then Q here as 17 is even. Then, meron tayong P or Q. So, this is the symbol for disjunction. Sabi dito, 17 is a prime number, which is a true statement. Then, Q is the disjunct. 17 is an even number, which is a false statement. So, yung final answer natin is still true. Okay? Kung balikan natin yung table, magpo-false lang tayo kapag parehong false yung dalawang statement. But in that case, we have a true statement and a false statement. That's why our final answer is the truth value or true. True yung magiging final answer natin. Next, we have here, represent natin as P, represent as Q, then P or Q. Okay. So, first statement, as represented as P, a group of dogs is a herd. Okay? Which is a false statement. Because yung group of dogs natin ay tinatawag na pack. Okay? Or P-A-C-K. Pack yung tawag kapag group of dogs yung sinasabi natin. Which is a false statement. P is false. Next, representation of Q. A group of horses is a flock. Which is also a false statement. Yung flock is ginagamit natin siya sa mga sheep and birds. Yung right word na ginagamit natin na group of horses, yan yung tinatawag nating herd. A group of horses is a herd. So, since this is a false statement, we write this as false. Then, yung truth value natin, or yung final answer natin, for the disjunction, is false. Check natin ulit. False, false, false. Okay? So, that is why we have here the correct answer. Okay? Next. Dito naman tayo sa implication. So, sa implication, is a true in all cases except when the antecedent is true and the consequent is false. Kapag ka sinabi nating antecedent, this is the first idea that we have, and then consequent will be the second idea. So this is the antecedent and this is the consequent. Okay? So kapag sabi dito, when the antecedent is true and the consequent is false, the implication is true in all cases except, so kapag ka yung first ano natin is true and then the second niya is false, dun lang tayo magpo-false. Okay? Pero in all cases, it is true. So, kapag ka yung first idea lang yung true, then second idea is false, that is false. But kahit false yung first idea natin and the consequent is true, true pa rin yung magiging sagot natin. And then false, false, the final answer will be true. Okay? So, let us have our first example. If 2 plus 5 is equals to 7, which is represented by P, and then representation of Q, 2 times 5 is equals to 10, and then P implies Q. Kaya, kung nakikita ninyo yung pinagkakaiba ng mga ano natin kanina, meron tayo sa disjunction, then conjunction, disjunction, and then ngayon meron tayo sa implication. Sana nakakasunod kayo. Okay. So, 2 plus 5 is equals to 7. Is it correct? Yes. So, this is a true statement. Then after that, 2 times 5 is equals to 10, which is also a true statement. So, this is true. P implies Q. The final answer is true. Next, represent natin siya as P. We have Q. And then P implies Q. Okay. So, 2 plus 5 is equals to 7, which is a true statement for letter P. And then Q is the consequent. 2 minus 5 is equals to 7, which is a false statement. So, the final answer will be false. Tignan natin ulit dun sa table. Sabi niya, if the antecedent is true and the consequent is false, the answer is false. So, false yung sagot natin dito. We have true, false, then the answer is false. So, this is correct. Sana nakakasunod kayo. But, you cannot have this on your index card, no? Just to remember, yung mga pwede nyo lang isulat sa index card is yung mga formula lang. Okay? So, let us have this one for the equivalence. The equivalence is true if both propositions are true or both are false. Okay, so in here, sa equivalence, so P is equals to Q. Kapag kapareho silang true, true yung sagot natin. Kapag kaparehong false, true yung sagot natin. Kapag true, false, 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 true, false pa rin tayo. Okay. So, let us have our first example here. A square is a polygon if and only if the square is a rectangle. So, we have P, we have Q, and then P equal Q. Okay. Sabi dito, yung representation ng P, a square is a polygon, which is a true statement. So, meron tayong true. Next, yung Q natin, the square is a rectangle. which is also true. So we have true, true, P equal Q should be true. Next, we have P, Q, and P equals Q. Okay. Diagonal of a square are parallel if and only if the square is a quadrilateral. So first, P natin, the diagonals of a square are parallel, which is a false statement. Next natin, Q, the square is a quadrilateral, which is a true statement. So the final answer pa rin natin is false. So P equal Q is false. Check natin. Ay, dito pala may sagot na. True statement, yung final answer natin. We have false statement, which is this one. Okay, so let's move on to the final one. Negation. If a proposition is true, its negation is false. And if a proposition is false, its negation is true. So kapag yung given natin is true, yung negation niya is false, proposition natin is false, negation niya is true. Let us have our first example here. 1 is equals to 2. The statement is false. The negation of the statement is 1 is not equals to 2. So, ganun lang gagawin natin. Next, Manila is the capital city of the Philippines. So, ina-negation natin yan. Manila is not the capital city of the Philippines. Ganun lang siya. Or, Manila, it is not true that Manila is the capital of the Philippines. Ganun lang siya. Then, okay, so that would be all. I hope sana nakasunod kayo with this lesson. But, make sure to review those definitions of terms na sana lumabas sa exams natin. And this will be the last topic for your final. So, good luck to your exams and God bless.